Watcher, this is a Music for My workshop for #Summer of Singing, and we are looking at A Million Dreams from The Greatest Showman. We're going to talk about colour, which is a very, very strange word in a musical context. I mean, colour is visual, so how can you have colour when it comes to music and singing? But that's what we're going to explore using this song as our guide, this amazing song. So let's crack on and roll titles. So, I take it that you've all seen The Greatest Showman. I mean, it's been out for years now. I was late to the party, as I tend to usually be for these things, and didn't actually see it for quite a while afterwards. I think I went to see a sing-along version of the show. I was always a big fan of Barnum, and I don't know if you know, but P.T. Barnum, who is the character that Hugh Jackman plays and the inspiration for the film, a real life character. He's previously had a musical named after him. That was Barnum. And I was like, another musical? Really? Another one? That's like them doing another Evita or them doing another Joseph or something like that, you know? But yeah, it's fantastic. It's such a good film, such good songs, really great performances as well from everybody. And we are going to talk about colour, looking at A Million Dreams. I mean, it's hard to pick because they're all such good songs, but we're going to look at A Million Dreams because that is a song that we sing in the club. Guys, www.musicformy.co.uk. Head there and find out all about our lovely singing club with our weekly singing sessions and our online sing and mix library of warm-up exercises and tips and tricks videos for how to sing songs that you choose. You make the suggestions. You tell us. We produce backing tracks. We help you sing the songs that you want to sing. www.musicformy.co.uk. And while we're pausing for a second, if you haven't done the YouTubey things of liking, subscribing, following, ringing that bell, and you kind of like these videos and want to be aware of when new ones are coming up and kind of also, help us out, it'd be fantastic if you could do those. Awesome. Right, colour. We're going to consult the dictionary because, as I said, it's a bit of a strange one to have in a musical context. We think of colour as things that we can see. So looking at the Music for My logo, the Music for My branding, we've got the pink, the yellow and the turquoise. They're colours. How can you have colour for music, for things that are kind of, that you're singing, that are outside of what you see? I mean, you can colour sheet music, I suppose, and have funky CD covers. Yes, I said CD covers because that's how old I am. I'm not quite. I mean, I do have vinyl now, but yeah, CDs, mini discs as well, and tapes. Oh, tapes. Guys, old tech, it's the way forward. Right, okay. So let's consult the dictionary to find out exactly how colour fits with music and singing. Colour. Tone colour. It is impossible for music to convey colours. Yeah. But it is customary to speak of colouring or tone colour where variations of timbre or tone are produced by different intensities of the overtones of sounds. Timbre is basically a fancy word for how the voice, how the instrument, what they actually sound like. So if you think about it, the sound that a trumpet produces is completely different for the sound that you produce, that I produce, that a flute produces, that a violin produces, cello, piano. That's their timbre, that's their sound, their timbre, their tone colour. That's what that means. So talking here about different intensities of the overtones of sounds. And when we talk about tones in sounds, we are getting a bit technical, and we're talking about frequencies, vibration frequencies, and the way that they layer, because a note is multiple layers of multiple frequencies and vibrating tones. You've got some really, really high pitched ones, some middling ones, and some lower ones, and all of them combined together make the note that you hear in your ears. Lots and lots of different tones just to make that one note, that one sound. This was something that when I first learnt this, I think way back in my first year of university, we learnt about overtones and also things like that. Harmonics as well. That's something that we use in music. A harmonic, that is just a name for the layering of the notes, layering of the tones on that one note. And we can actually produce harmonics with our voices, which is crazy. But it's a little bit of chanting. I do an example now, but I can't guarantee that I'm going to get it. But you kind of go. Could you hear higher? I was humming quite a low note, but I'd shaped my tongue in a kind of a bowl shape, and I was moving it in and out of my mouth, and that was creating the overtones. So I don't know if you could hear, but there was some higher pitched overtones coming through. And that is basically a really long-winded explanation about what an overtone is. Harmonic. Let's go back to the dictionary. So, shade, the shade of it all, is perhaps a more accurate term, since the differences are often those of darker or lighter sound. That's quite a good way of thinking of it, actually, and that's what we're going to use when looking at A Million Dreams in the Greatest Showman. So think of light, bright, happy, lovely, sunny, yellow. And then think of dark and deep and a bit dull. Maybe purple, black, dark. And it's not necessarily high, because you could have a high but a dark note, high but a dark note. Or you could have a low note. Ma, 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 this is bright, sunny, sun. It's really subtle. And it's kind of an internal feeling. It comes across in your face as well. So just think for light, for bright sound, for dark sound. And of course, if you're actually performing this on stage, people are going to see that. They're going to respond to that. And actually, as well, it's been proven. They've done lots of studies for, certainly in call centers, in customer service, and the person on the end of the phone can tell if the other person is smiling and has a sunny disposition, because the tones and everything comes through their voice. Our hearing and our perception is a lot stronger than we think. But let's get on to The Greatest Showman. Oh, because it's just so cool. Let's listen in. Right. A Million Dreams. This is the beginning of the film. And it's, well, we've had the big opening number, but this is the beginning of the film in terms of the story. And this song has 3 singers, which is why I've picked it today, because they have 3 distinctive voices, 3 different timbres to their voice. We have a boy, So his voice is very youthful. It's on the cusp of breaking, or has just broken, because he can still, it's high and powerful, but can also go quite deep. But it does definitely have a youthful quality to it, sort of a vulnerability. Then we've got Hugh Jackman, who is obviously theatre trained, so has a full, rich, round, gorgeous baritone, which he is using to its full during this song and then also during the show. And then we've got Michelle Williams, who isn't as trained as Hugh. Her voice is very is quite youthful, in a way, quite vulnerable, quite innocent, light. That's the tone that she has, and it's just a very interesting mix. When we sing this song in the club, obviously we are all singing it as individual singers. So the challenge is singing it in our one voice when the original song is sung in 3 different voices. But as we'll see, it's something that we can grasp, and we can take aspects from those 3 different singers and put it into our own singing, which is just happy, amazing, awesome, cool. Let's begin then. So we're going to begin with this, with the boy, Ziv Seifman. Apologies if that's not how you pronounce it, Ziv Seifman. I just love this introduction.
I close my eyes and I can see a world that's waiting up for me, that I call my own. Through the dark, through the door, through where no one's been before, but it feels like home.
So the colour of his voice, very kind of, he's got a lot of nasally overtones to it, nasally kind of, I close my eyes and I can see the world is waiting up for me, that I call my own. He's gone forward in his placement in the mask up here, and you can feel it. You know when you get a cold, and you know when you feel that cold, it feels really heavy here. So just kind of think, hey, I've got a cold. I'm going to sing with a cold. I close my eyes and I can see the world is waiting up for me, that I call my own. I'm exaggerating. But hey, there's a little bit of colour that we can add to it. In terms of the shade, there's a brightness, but because it's a very, very heavy nasal, I would say there's a little bit of a darkness too. It comes in and it's not that bright yet. We haven't got into the song fully. We are engaged though. We're being reeled in. Like I always say with singing, keep the audience guessing, keep your tricks and special colours and things like that for later on in the song. But yeah, we're being reeled in. What I love is when we go through the door. He really emphasizes those, really goes for the duh, duh, a little sort of sforzando, you know, when you do a little kind of, really, really quick crescendo and diminuendo. Do, do, coming all from down here. Yeah, that adds a little bit of colour to his voice, a little bit of difference. That I would say is a little bit brighter. Do, do.
They can say it all sounds crazy. They can say I've lost my mind.
Very covered mind.
I don't care, so call me crazy. We can live in a world that we desire.
Still, I'd say his voice was still quite a bit of shade over it, still quite closed, quite, we can live in a world that we design, a little bit like high. But I mean, we know what's coming because we know the song, but when you first hear it, it's like, oh yes, the contrast.
'Cause every night I lie in bed, the brightest colors fill my head. A million dreams are keeping me awake.
All bright colour, all bright.
I think of what the world could be, a vision of the one I see. A million dreams is all it's gonna take. A million dreams for the world we're gonna make.
And then he's much more reflective because, of course, he's dreaming and he's super excited about his dreams, but he realizes he knows that he's dreaming. And so he's kind of like, oh, yeah, you know, that's my dream. This is the reality. Big change. It helps with the music, but it was all up here. It was all bright because every night I lie in bed. The brightest colours, the brightest colours fill my head. You could have gone, but every night I lie in bed. The brightest colours fill my head. A million dreams are keeping me awake. Bit dull, you see there? Different colour. Play with colour, play with feeling, play with it. That's a cool contradiction. Have you seen that? You must have seen it. It's very similar to like when they play really jolly music for a scary film. It's the same contradiction, singing really like happy words and like, oh, bright colours to a kind of a dark shade, dark feeling. Really good to play with. Always good to play with your voice, always. Back to the verse though, and we're still with Ziv.
There's a house we can build. Every room inside is filled with things from far away.
Much brighter than the beginning, much brighter than the first verse.
Special things I compile, each one there to make you smile. On a
Smile.
rainy day.
So he's actually smiling when he's singing it. Smile. And it goes on bright and lovely. Smile. That's colour.
They can say it all sounds crazy. They can say we've lost our minds. I don't care if they call us crazy. Run away to a world that we desire.
And now we have Hugh.
Every night I lie in bed, the brightest colors fill my head. A million dreams keeping me awake. I think of what the world could be, a vision of the one I see. A million dreams is all it's gonna take.
Can you hear the brightness, the excitement in his voice? Because every night I lie in bed. But he's got that. My voice is completely different to him. Obviously, I've got a higher voice. He's got a low voice. But he's got all that space, all that lovely, rich space. So whereas Zaveman, with his younger, more youthful voice, was much more up here. Every night I lie in bed. Hugh, he's opening up that yawny space. Ugh. When we yawn, when we do that, everything opens here. Ugh. We create wonderful space for all of the air to flow through from our lungs, all the way up through our vocal folds, out through our mouth, projected out into the world. And that's what Hugh is doing. So, 'cause every night I lie in bed, the brightest colours fill my head. A million dreams. Do you hear the difference? It's less. Million dreams. Less forward. Million dreams. a much richer, fuller sound, a richer color. So kind of maybe a burgundy, no, a bright. So we're still we're in the brighter tones, we're in the lighter shades. So we're yellowy, but maybe we're a bit of a mustard yellow because it's a rich, rich yellow. No, actually strike that. We're going to be a full-on sunny yellow, which just happens to be my favorite color. You know, the real yellow. We're going to be a music for my yellow with Hugh's voice.
Million dreams for the world we're gonna make.
However big, however small, let me be part of it all. Share your dreams with me. You may be right, you may be wrong, but say that you'll bring me along to the world you see, to the world I close my eyes to see. I close my eyes to see.
So, Michelle Williams' voice, can you hear that? It is in a similar place to deciphering. It's really up here. You may be right, you may be wrong. Say that you'll bring me along. So it's really, it is a bright, it's a light shade, a very, very light shade, because it hasn't got so much chesty depth. We could think of color and light and shade as light, head, airy, shade, deep, chesty. That's a very, very simplistic way of thinking of it, but if it helps, that's going to get you started on your journey of color. And Michelle's voice is all up in her head. You may be right, you may be wrong. Say that you'll bring me along. Rather than, you may be right, you may be wrong. Say that you'll bring me along, which is more chesty. Well, it's a bit mixy. Got the full, oh, you may be right, full throat, open singing, full voice, as people might say. But that's her voice, and it fits for the song, and it's perfect. It's perfect. It's just a lovely, this is a really hopeful, wonderful, exciting song. So it should all be in bright colors, in light shades. There are a few elements of kind of darker tones, but yeah, I'm thinking of kind of maybe, I'm not just saying this, no, you know, pastel colors when she sings. So maybe a pastel yellow, or even a pastel blue, pastel green. Ooh, yeah. Pastel colors when Michelle Williams sings. And then when Hugh came in, I'm just going to rewind it slightly. Let's go. So now Hugh Jackman's going to come in and just listen, because they've got very, very different. So he is much fuller, richer. So let's say that she is a pastel. We're going to go pastel green because why not? And he is a bit more of a burgundy. So it's still a warm colour because it's links with red. But it's just got a little bit of a darker elements to it. Bear with me.
The world I close my eyes to see. I close my eyes to see.
And yeah, pastel green and burgundy go very well together. As they do. The blend with Hugh Jackman and Michelle Williams' voices are really, really good. Really, really strong. And you kind of maybe, you wouldn't suspect that at first, but it works. It's fab. It's fab. And now we've got them singing lines one after the other and then coming together again.
Every night I lie in bed, the brightest colors fill my head.
A million dreams are keeping me
A million dreams, a million dreams. I think you're what the world could be, a vision of the one I see. A million dreams
So that was lovely. If we're going to have Hugh as burgundy and Michelle as pastel green, what are we going to have? Ziv Safeman. That's quite... I think it's a primary colour. And I think it's a bit of a... It's a blue. And I think it's your bog standard, you know, royal blue. Did you have, you know, the blue from the first books that you read? And that's no, I just that's the feeling that I get from it. But it's think about that blue. Think about a real true royal blue is a warm color because it's got depth to it. It's not too dark. It's not too light and bright. It's a strong color. It's a warm color. This is color. This is what we do. This is what we do as singers, is explore color, play with our voices. So just keep thinking color. The next song that you sing, the song that you're working on right now, whatever it is. We did Hounds of Love last week in the club, and you could sing, that whole song, because Kate Bush turns her mouth down, she goes, when I was a child, ran the night, afraid of what might be. That is quite a, that's quite a dark colour, because she's turning down her mouth, and we can do that. If we turn down our mouth, we can get a darker colour. In the same way that if we do this and lift our eyebrows and lift our cheeks, we can get a lighter colour. And then as you practice more of that, you can learn how to do that without pulling those faces, so that if you are performing for the audience, you're not going to scare them. Hounds of Love, I'm getting an orange feel. So yeah, it's still a warmth, but it's a deeper warmth. It's a bit of a darker warmth in a way. I don't know why I'm getting orange. I don't know why. Hey, there's a term, isn't there, that I can't think off the top of my head. Notes in the comments when you know that you have it. I know that Tori Amos has it, and other people do, but they do actually see colours. They see colours when they are listening to music, like physically, like, I don't know, like seeing an aura. You can kind of see. I don't. When I'm saying that I'm hearing Michelle Williams as pastel green and Hugh Jackman as burgundy, it's just more of a kind of a feeling. Maybe that is it. Maybe I have got that. I don't know. But those are the colours that come to me. Those are the colours that come to me when I hear them sing. Think of it as light and shade. Disney, so we did a Little Mermaid recently as well. Disney tends to always be the lighter side, except for the baddies. Obviously, we're going to look at stereotypes. So good would be light, bad would be dark, happy would be light, sad would be dark. And that's why I say play with it. And if you're singing Poor Unfortunate Souls, or if you are singing Cruella de Vil, or if you're singing a sad song, someone like you, Adele, you know, change with it and do the opposites. Sing it right. Never mind, I'll find someone like you. It brings new meaning to the song, but also it'll help you get to know your voice better and get to explore sounds and tones and colours that maybe you hadn't before. Have a play. You never know. You might surprise yourself. I hope you've enjoyed it. Well done for staying to the end of the video. Like, subscribe, follow, all that jazz for more content, notifications of content. We do a video every week, and then we also on a Wednesday do a 15-minute super quick and easy kind of lunchtime in the UK sing-songing session, just warm-ups, bit of a vocal workout. Highly recommend doing those. As I said, they're only 15 minutes. You can do it on your lunch break, do it on your tea break, you can do it coffee break, any time of break. It's only 15 minutes. Hopefully we can find 15 minutes, because it's always good to have a good sing. It's good for the mind, it's good for the soul. Yes, I'm biased, but it's just really, really good. Thank you so much for watching. I will sing with you soon. Bye.